Okay, I will take a look at that mod after we finish today. And somewhere along here there is a turning, yes. So grab our tractor with the baler, and again we'll go follow me with the mower. Stop there, and oh no, he's going to hit me. Wow. Okay, helper's done. Okay, Mr. Helper, come with me. We have a tractor to fetch. I think I forgot to turn the engine off on the Axion. And let us go. Oh, we have tomatoes, yay. So since this is a wrapping contract, I do like that. Oh, I could have shut our gate. Is he following? No, he didn't pick up the follow. That's fine. I think, okay, let's call it an improvement with the Follow Me mod, is if there's too many vehicles, it wants to know which one to select. I'm just not sure how to tell it which one. But that's okay, because what I actually want to do is drive up here and turn on the baler before we get going anyway. So, lower the pickup, turn it on, jump out, jump back in again. Alrighty, let's get this monster unload folded. Ooh. And oh, turn on mower. Control Y, swath dropping. Engage. And roll. Let the good times roll. I don't have a vehicle inspector mod. Okay, good start. Let's go. Of course, 15 miles an hour. I don't think the baler goes that fast. Certainly making a lot of grass. Okay, let's reduce cruise control down to about 8 miles an hour. So I could mow at full speed. The problem is we'll leave the baler behind, and then it'll lose track, and then I'll have to play catch up manually. So doing it this way is just a more efficient way of doing it. Okay, this is the edge of the map. And yes, the trees are now way offset from here. Cavalier Roy did say he improved the edges of the map, so this is much more like Oxygen David's maps at map edges, but we don't have a collision until we hit the hedge, so I can happily drive on this grass area and not get my equipment stuck. I'm assuming doing it this way makes it easier, or makes it more efficient. It doesn't make it look too great from a realism point of view. Obviously, if I'm in the cab, that looks a little bit better. The elevated view is kind of bad, but yeah, I'll accept that. That's the problems with map making. I know some map makers will model fields off to the right and left, so it doesn't, it looks like there's more map, even though the hard border is right there. Oh, crap. How's our baler doing? He's doing okay. He's keeping up. So yeah, this will probably take us the rest of today. But at least with the equipment we've got, this is going to be a fairly quick contract. Comparatively speaking. I mean, it's the only one I took, but I do like taking 53, 52 and 51 as contracts, and these fields all connect together via that farm track on in front of us. I mean, we could go whole hog law faults here and just chop down all of these hedges and just make this one long field. That would be kind of funny. But, no worries for now. I can't afford all three of them, so I'm going to do a second headland here. We are leaving the baler behind. So 9 miles an hour is a little bit too fast. And baler's not getting the corners. And that's probably okay. I'll do a left-hand 270 and then start running up and down the field. Probably going to have to do at least one headland at the other end. Just so that we can get a good 180 turnaround there. Not sure how he managed at the end there. Hopefully okay. Looks like it missed a bit along here too. But as I said, I'm finding the pickup width on that baler isn't disappointing. It's not too wide, it's not too narrow, so it kind of works for us. That bale on the corner might be a problem, at least initially. I might have to run round it so we can get the headland done. Okay, and drop down to 6 miles an hour. I'm wondering about the Vermeer self-propelled baler. It says it only does 4,000 litre bales. Not good. Let's try that a little bit further. Okay. I'm going to jump out and move that. I said it would be a problem. It shouldn't be a problem if I put it there. And here comes our baler. I'll do another headland at the top here. I don't have to, but there's just too much going on behind me on this edge of the field. Looks like our baler's got stuck. Somewhere. There we go. Let's just go forwards. It's just that tiny bit easier. I'll try and get that piece on the edge there. That seemed to work. Squeak. Okay, we are good. So the other deal here, because we're not using a windrower, we're not destroying a ton of grass doing this. Okay, again, I'm going to try and pull in as much of this as possible. Yay. And we can go back to following the big M. Alrighty. Let's go back on cruise control. I wasn't paying attention to how fast the baler goes when it's making grass bales. But because it has to stop and unload, at this point 6-7 miles an hour is probably the best, the ideal speed to run this at. because it'll stop, it'll unload, and then it'll go faster to catch us up. As we can see there, might be able to bump it up 1 mile an hour. Oh, excuse me. Good grief. Because the nice thing about having a vehicle inspector mod is it tells you how fast the equipment's travelling at best speed and when it's stationary. Now this is okay, so we don't get a yield notification on contracts. Now this is going to be a little bit tricky. Because again, Bales in the way. I think. We'll move that one too. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Please get out of the way. Excuse me. Go. Oh, okay. I'm still back in the beginning. And I just hit a wooden post, didn't I? Oh, let's drive into the next field and come back again. Yeah, I know. So that patch of grass there, right in the entrance of the field, is on a part of land that is not available. Okay, maybe. No. Move the mower forwards. Oh. Get in the rear arc, and yes, follows. Alrighty. I don't really have to do a third headland down here. I could have just run down between the rows. Okay, I'm going to make some distance so I can make the loop. Okay. And we're back on cruise control for the rest of this. So that gives me enough room to turn around at each end. Baler will do a 270. Get back on the low. It is a nice piece of equipment. Expensive piece of equipment. But hey, if one comes up in a sale, I wouldn't say no. Because if we're going to buy these 3 fields, even if we turn the bottom one into arable, these 2 are more than sufficient to actually say, you know what, we could use one of these. I mean, the only thing is my argument is usually if I've got a 300 horsepower tractor and a full mowing setup for it, why would I want to spend 300,000 on a piece of equipment like this that I can only use for mowing? Whereas I can use a 300 horsepower tractor on lots and lots and lots of different jobs. We are making a ton of bales, that much is certain. I can't remember if it counts or not. No. So we don't count the contract bales. Which is a shame. We're making a ton of them, that much is certain though. How's the baler? Oh, he's caught up, so I really just needed the clearance to make the 270 turn on the corner. Now that we're just doing rows, I don't need as much clearance on the baler. I'm going to kick it up to 8. See if we start to lose him. He's got close enough that he won't lose the track. But we can't get too far ahead. Got patches of grass in the corner, but we can retrieve if we need to. And I think I'm going to go past this bale and come back on ourselves. Oh. Oops. So yeah, real world, I got our mowing done quite early this week. So our yard is looking fine. It was being feasted on by many, many rabbits at the earlier part of the week. So they're probably not quite so happy with me and have gone to visit the neighbours. This afternoon I now have some spray for the side of the house so I can spray off the mould and mildew that's growing in the shade. And I also need to chainsaw some of the lower limbs off the, I don't know what they are, fir trees, spruce trees, whatever they are. Because they're dragging on the ground. A lot of their lower limbs are actually dead. But they need to be removed so we can actually get the mower to the edge of the grass. So that's today's trick. I also need to get a fire going in the fire pit because I've got a ton of wood to burn there. But the wood hasn't dried out too well. So I think the plan there is to load up our lawn tractor trailer with wood and let that dry out in the garage so that it burns easier when I get round to burning next time. Might try to make a fire after this. See if I can get it started. Apart from that, I'm kind of expecting a fairly peaceful day today. Checked the field values, we checked the farm shop sales, so there's really nothing else to do today. Kind of hoping tomorrow there might be a baling contract on either 52 or 51, because again at 20,000 a time, a mean, do 5 of those plus the excess bale sales. We should be able to purchase one of these fields for ourselves. It's just going to take a lot longer for us to mow it with our equipment. I don't know if that particular feature has been fixed. You're only allowed to use borrowed equipment on contract fields. So I could take another 2 grass contracts and use this mower on those contracts. I cannot mow my own field with this mower. But in Farm Sim 19, the restriction was on the tractor, or on the motorized piece of equipment. So I couldn't use this mower on my fields. But I could use their baler on my fields so long as I towed it with my tractor. And I don't know if that's fixed for Farm Sim 22. But we're not going to test that right now, because obviously I don't have anything to mow in my own fields. But if I went out into my field and mowed the field and then... Actually, it's an interesting thing. Okay. I'll turn around and then I need to look in the store at what piece of equipment they give us to mow with the Zerion, because we know the Zerion doesn't work for the mowing contracts because it doesn't have a front 3-point hitch, and they give us a front mower that won't connect to it. Okay, that is a little bit fast. So drop it back down to 7, let our tractor catch up. So when they give us a Zerion, they usually give us this thing here, which is 95 horsepower and 250 horsepower. Our tractor cannot cope with that. It was just a thought that if we have a tractor that's big enough to work with that kit, we could do that. We could do the Zerion contract, or the contract that includes the Zerion, and just run the mowers on our tractor and then everything else on the Zerion. The Zerion's complete overkill. That's part of the problem. I don't even know if that... RX. Okay, where is it? There. Wheel setup, wheel brand, design, additional weight attacher. Yes, see, they need to give us a 3-point. And they don't. They just give us the standard. Oops, go back. They just give us that one, and you can't connect a front mower to that. Oh, we're already at the end. Now, it does come with the option of a 3-point, so if we bought our own, I'm more inclined to go with a tractor with a front 3-point for this sort of, so I can use it for this sort of task. But again, if we get a big M, we don't need one. Is there anything new for sale? No. The Vaderstat seeder is a nice seeder. It's one of the common ones I use, and it's self-till. Pretty sure it's self-till. It does direct seeding. So that's good for the environmental score too. But I'm not... We'll stick with our little John Deere planter for now. Obviously,